And welcome back, everybody. This is Beverly here. We are continuing our war. Yeah, what's going on? He's coming back. I'm going to siege down his castle. I think we can siege down this castle and fight him before he sieges down my castle. Kind of a little game of chicken going on here. I write to you with shocking news. Brian O'Brien tried to have me assassinated to make sure I wouldn't discover his plot to kill the king. So my son is just determined to kill me. That's not cool. I can just ask him to end the plot and he will. So yeah, I can just tell him like, dude, I found out what you're up to. What the shit? Cut it out. And he'll probably do it. Oh, I just got a letter from my son. Blessings upon you and your house. Your demand is just. My scheming was obviously misdirected. I hope you'll find it to forgive me. Yeah, whatever, son. I could have put him in jail and, you know, executed him if I wanted to, but he's also my heir, and I'm thinking about the future. So, pretty realistic stuff happening here, you know, if you think about it. Okay. I'll turn on the terrain map mode. I'm a big keyboard shortcuts guy, so we'll slowly learn. Basically, it just starts with Q with terrain and then goes left to right. And these, I guess I should talk about this real quick. You can look at the de jure kingdoms, duchies, and empires with this map mode. It's really important. So you can see Mumu de jure is these three counties, which is why I was able to start this war in the first place. If we go to kingdoms, you can see that Ireland is one kingdom here, England is a kingdom here, Wales is a kingdom, believe it or not, Scotland is a kingdom, France is a kingdom, Aquitaine is a kingdom, but you don't probably never heard of it. It doesn't actually exist. It's being overwritten by France, which is what this blue stuff is. We're not going to worry about that right now, but that's cool stuff. And empires. See, I could, if I owned enough of this, I could make the Empire Britannia. Empire Francia, Empire of Hispania. This is like, you know, what you play the game for is to make an empire. Empire of Tartaria, Persian Empire, Arabian Empire, Abyssinia, Rajasthan, Deccan Empire, Bengal Empire. You want to make all of them. Scandinavian Empire. But yeah, we're just fighting our small little war for now. Just gonna let some time tick by. And the siege will go. And the siege will go. And you see the defenders' morale just emptied and we won the siege. Now we have 57% war score and we are occupying this castle. That's why our shield is here, not his. Well, usually there's no shield in the middle. Middle means it's occupied. So, I'm gonna go and attack his army again, since we still outnumber them pretty well, before he sieges down my castle. My castle's morale is slowly ticking down. Alright, but we're fighting again. He only has 2 flanks at the start of this battle. That's great. So I've got this flank is just attacking them straight away. Alright, we got double flanking. And you can see the numbers here. Look at the casualty rates because of the double flanking. He's losing 30 guys. I'm lost 4. We're just destroying them. Total advantage here. They fled. They know it. This war's over. We lost 83, they lost 235. That's the kind of stuff that can happen. That's the kind of stuff that happens when you flank them on both sides, you know. These are the commanders. I guess I didn't talk about that. Their martial skill, they're the ones that decide like what tactic is used. You don't really need to worry about that too much. But, you know, having commanders with good martial skill will help you. Oh wow, this is a rare event. Since I'm leading troops in battle, I got a chance to get this event. Combat is the best teacher. King Murchad of Mumu has become a more proficient commander. You know how I was saying I was a level 2 and you rarely get to upgrade in life? Well, I just did. I'm level 3. I'm a skilled tactician now. Won that battle. We have 76 war score. I'm going to continue sieging down his church and his city, and then the war will be over. He might even accept peace right now. I guess I haven't been saying when I'm right-clicking, but you can right-click on people to bring up this menu. Anywhere. Yeah. There's 3 different options here. I could surrender, which is not a good idea. Basically be like, okay, you win. I'm winning, so I don't want that. I could offer white peace, which is basically like, alright, war's over. I don't lose anything, you don't lose anything, except I lose 100 prestige because I declared the war. And he gains 50 prestige because he successfully defended. But I want to enforce demands. I want that county, and I want the prestige from winning this war. So I'm going to speed things up while the siege goes down. Slowly. Oh, he's coming back. That's fine. That's fine. Castles take a while to siege down, but bishoprics, aka churches, and cities don't take as long. They're just not meant for siege, so, you know, that morale just chops down really quickly. I don't feel too well. Something is wrong with me. I'm burning up with fever. My nose is running and my head feels as if someone is banging something hard against it. I'm ill. What does ill mean? Well, illness plagues this character. Could be serious or just a nasty cold. Makes me less better at fighting. It means I'm not going to have kids as much. That's what fertility is for. -2 health. Your health is basically like, I don't know. You always have a chance to die. And the higher your health, the lesser that chance is. But when you're ill, your chance to die just goes up. Now, when I won that Siege of the Bishopric here, my war score went up to 100%, so I've just so dominated this war that he can't refuse peace. So, I won. Once during this war is over, I won. Now you can see that my border extends around that whole island. So, I'm gonna dismiss my personal levies. I'm gonna dismiss my vassal levies. And everybody's happier. That's great. Now, I know what you're thinking. I won the war. Why is that shield there? Like, why is he, the guy I just declared war on, why is he still here? Well, here's the thing. Because of my war, the claim that I had wasn't that it should be mine. It's that he should be my vassal. So he's still the count of this county. And now he has to do what I say, just like this guy does. I don't love that, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I lost some troops in that war, so I'm gonna let them, my Demesna troops resupply. And he lost a lot of troops in that war. You can see, basically, these guys come from places. And you can look at my castle levy is 1160 out of 1538. On the left bar here, you have your garrison, and those are the people that defend against the siege. It's the same for every one of these. And you can see that his church levy is completely destroyed, along with his church garrison, basically due to my siege. His garrison is replenished pretty quickly, but his levy is down to 311 from 1,000. So, I might even... Nah. Sometimes it's a good idea to put your marshal to train troops in a vassal's county just after a war that you conquered them, so it will replenish quicker, but I'm not going to do it. He doesn't like me that much anyway. I bet if I give him a title, like Cupbearer, he'll like me a little more. Yep, 5 more, 7, something. But, I don't know, maybe not enough. My Chancellor in Denmark has not gotten him to like me yet. Still won't form an alliance with me. I don't know if I want to leave him there much longer. It's just not happening. So the next step is to declare war on Osrage. Because I have a claim on the country. I forged a claim there. So I could declare war on him. If I go to diplomatic relations, basically yellow countries or counties are places that you can declare war on. And the green ones are yours. Light green ones are your Demesna. So, why can I declare war on these two guys, you're asking? Well, let's check it out. Go over here to declare war. So my spy master has a claim on that county. He's got a strong claim on these 2 counties. Very cool. But, now here's one of the tricky things about Crusader Kings 2. If I declared war on this guy, for this, my spy master's claim, he wouldn't be my vassal. Basically, it would just put this guy on the throne over here. He wouldn't have to, he's not my vassal. He wouldn't have to do what I say. It's not going to be part of my duchy. So it's not really a war worth fighting. One trick you could do, and if you don't understand this, that's fine, but like, let's say I had 3 counties and I could only have 2 for some reason, you know? I could give one to my spy master, and then he'd be my vassal already. And if he gets more territory, cool. He's still my vassal, and that becomes part of my territory as well, you know? So, oh, my illness is over. Excellent. Yeah, so we're just waiting for our Domesta to refill, but he does have 1.45k troops. That's a lot. I guess I have more. My nephew, he's upset that he's not married. So it's my responsibility to get everybody in my dynasty married. Cool. Duchy of Apulia, Italy. Oh, Duchy of Lothian. That's cool. I like that. If he could, this is kind of my ideal ally. He's a like moderately powerful duke in a nearby kingdom. So it's like I'm not gonna go to war with him anytime soon. He'd be a perfect ally. Ooh. Alright, the Kingdom of Denmark likes me a little more now. 36. Will you form an alliance? Yes! Wonderful. A little time pass, and he'll say yes to that proposal. To the magnificent King Merchant. Oh, this is the betrothal. The Duke of Lothian will accept that betrothal. And the King of Denmark accepts my alliance. Wonderful. And also, my wife is pregnant. Very cool. I'm a 42-year-old man with a 21-year-old wife. She just got pregnant. Huh. She has a son from a previous marriage. Oh my god. The High Chief? He's a pagan? No less? It's a Pomeranian Slav. Wow. What does that make you? She's Danish. A Danish Christian. And her dad, or no, her old husband was Pomeranian Slav. Wow, the history underneath here, you know? What a story she has to tell, I'm sure. Alright, taking a breather here. I'm talking so much because I'm teaching. This is always something I can be teaching. Right? Like, I guess, what could I be teaching right now? You might be asking yourself. Well, talk about construction. Don't really have much money for it, but might as well. How close to my basket? Yeah, I got a month or 2 here. So, if you click on your actual holdings, you can see all these things. These are the buildings that you can potentially build there. I basically only want to, at least right away, build buildings in my actual castle. Because this guy, he's going to give me some troops, but it, you know, it doesn't really benefit me. If I build, like, barracks in my castle, those 45, or those 70 troops, 30 troops, or if I build an upgrade, it'll be 45 more heavy infantry and 20 more pikemen. They're mine, you know, instead of like the 5 and 1 my vassal would give me. The Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire has put up an anti-pope. Cool. That's also stuff that happened. So, yeah, buildings. Takes a good amount of gold, a goodly amount of gold. But I do want better fortifications. It'll help against sieges. I really want more troops, but it's going to take a while to get that much gold. So I'll do this, click on that, and this will slowly build better castle fortifications here. This castle towns increases your tax. A lot of these are for troops, stables, barracks, training grounds. New size. Keep kind of increases levy size and garrison size. Not super great right away, but it stacks really well. Late game, a good keep will give you like an extra 600 troops. A book without a title was pushed into my hands by a hooded man clad in midnight blue. Something was said, but was lost in the confusion. The book was still there. How mysterious! Hey, wait. It wants me to read it. Well, I want to intensely study this book. See what happens. And Demesna's getting up there. Our troops. Our levy. The secret within the book still eluded me after several weeks of intense study, wasted time, and wasted ink. The man couldn't be anything but a maniac, filling precious parchment with malarkey and incomprehensible symbols. But I learned to love books instead, and now I'm a scholar. What's a scholar? Well, gives me +3 learning. Yep. And other scholars like me more, because we can talk about scholarly stuff. So, yep. Oh, pardon me. Getting tired. Getting tired, guys. But we're almost ready for another war here. My liege. So the King of Denmark likes me even more now. Wonderful. You know what? We'll get there. We'll get there. I need more Demesna. I could have 3, but I have 1. And if I directly controlled this castle, that would be 767 more troops I could have. Like, if I go here and I have him raise his local liege levies, he gives me 266. It's not a lot. I don't know why it's not showing that coming from there, but that's where it's coming from. It's nothing compared to the 700 I could have. So, what I might do is, I might try and fabricate a claim. Which one of these would be a better county to have? It's hard to say, because this county tax isn't really replenished from my sieges yet. But I think I'm going to... You know what, actually, though? Oh, it's tough. Probably doesn't really matter. Try and fabricate a claim on this county. This is something you want to do if you ever want to be like, hey, vassal of mine, that county that you hold, I know you're going to do what I say, but it's actually mine, and I want you to go away. That's what I'm going to try and do. Alright, I had a daughter. Wonderful. I'm so happy. And stewardship hasn't really improved. I haven't gotten any missions for that. But we'll get there. Oh, Castle Fortification says finished building. So it's now a little more impervious to siege. And our vassal is pretty much there. One more mother should do it. There it is. So, let's see, I have 1.89k max troops. And he has 1.45. I don't really outnumber him a whole ton, but it should be enough. And the King of Denmark, because he's my ally, will come to my aid. He doesn't really have a choice in the matter. So, that's great. I'm going to raise my levies. Gonna group him up here. He's gonna go here. He's gonna be there on the June 27th, but I'll be gone by then. So that's fine. It'll be a nice place. I'll just go here and get my morale up, and then I'll come kill him. But strive to become better, or I can be satisfied with who I am and what I have. I would like to be ambitious. These are the kind of events that shape your characters, you know? Or I'd be content, get piety, and if I had a liege, he'd like me more. No. I'm an ambitious guy. It's a great trait to have. +2 to everything. Oh, I've improved my stewardship. I successfully did that. So, next let's try and improve our diplomacy. That'd be great. Improve it basically means get it to 8. So that shouldn't be too hard. Alright, I combined all my troops into one army. Let's look at these flanks. I would like to get more people over here, but I guess, yeah, these armies are too chunky. These are all my personal troops, and then this is the liege of my count, or the earl of this place. This probably doesn't matter, you know, much going over your head, but it's good to know what's actually happening. This is the liege of of my mayor. This is the liege of my other earl. So this is one count, this is another count, this is my mayor. And these two together are only 99 troops. This earl here must be this one that I just conquered. That's why his army is so small. But you kind of want to balance. You want your most in the center. The center flank is the important flank, for sure. But I would like to have more people in this flank compared to this one. But, you know, nothing I can do. So, my morale is up. And I'm going to send my troops to this county to attack. I've got commanders in charge. But he's an even better commander, so put him in charge of that one. And when we come back, we'll fight this battle. It's going to be great. We're going to have the Kingdom of Ireland in no time at this rate. So, thanks for watching, folks. Be right back.